the music industry in particular has always been very, very wary of watermarks, right? Especially in the form of signal injection technology. And, so I think whilst artists and labels get used to the concept of having something inserted into, what is their pride and joy, it's best handled by the mastering engineer. We work very closely. One of our sort of very close friends, Brian Malouf, I know you've had Brian on your show before. We also work very closely with Kevin Reeves over at UMG. And so the main thing is that, they have been the ones that have done the inaudibility testing, because we know that the minute one artist hears one artifact, then you've lost all credibility.
I can remember going back to the 90s when DVD audio discs first came out, DVD audio and SACD, and that was the first time audio watermarking was really introduced, or they tried to introduce it, and there was a lot of different ones that were out there. And I remember participating in some of the listening tests back then. And it's funny because you couldn't hear it until you could hear it, and then you can identify it every single time. And that's kind of the way this works. So if there's something identifiable in there, especially someone who has acute hearing, they're going to hear it. They're going to hear through it. So you know this. You've gone through this.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to a long time ago, watermarks were hidden in the inaudible range, right? And then we converted them to MP3. You then compress the file, and you immediately then lost that. So it was then people trying to put signals in the audible range. And that's kind of where you then had a problem. Now we do this, our signal is within the audible range. It's just our secret sauce is kind of how we do it.
So you call it signal injection technology and not watermarking. So what would be the difference?
There would be no difference. The RIAA call it signal injection technology. But if you're trying to talk to people about what it is you do, it cuts out a lot of the of the noise if you just say watermarking. But then you have to go back and explain that it's not like traditional watermarking, and also that it's completely different to fingerprinting.